Hello and welcome to Turn 1 Soaring. So you're building an Admiral Beckett brass commander deck. Don't worry, I have some tips and pieces for you. My So You're Building series is where I take a look at a commander and help players looking to play that commander either get started or help improve their deck. This is not a full-fledged deck tech, merely just getting you started in the right direction. Admiral Beckett Brass is an interesting commander. She's not necessarily a bad commander, but she doesn't exactly wow you with her abilities. Her first one benefits only pirates, and her second one depends on getting unblockable creatures or making a situation where you can get through with damage. Keeping these abilities in mind, I have put together an idea of a deck that does not necessarily use Beckett Brass's abilities, but one that she still complements well. Beckett Brass encourages us to have pirates with her first ability, so let's put together some good tribal pieces for pirates. Some good general tribal pieces are Door of Destinies, Vanquisher's Banner, Metallic Mimic, and Heirloom Blade. Some more pirate-based pieces are Forerunner of the Coalition, who is essentially a pirate tutor, Bell Flagship, which buffs our pirates and provides a method of hand attack, March of the Drowned, which is great recursion for pirates, Fathom Fleet Captain, who can help us make more and more pirates, and a Planeswalker, Engraph Minotaur Pirate, who can give us recursion, a way to do damage, and a rather good ultimate. The card that you can fetch him with, Engraph's Fury, is possibly the best Planeswalker tutor I've ever seen, giving you creature destruction and a bolt and a tutor for 5 mana. Pirates do need their ships, and while we already have Bell Flagship, there are some other vehicles that benefit us. Heart of Kirin gives us a very good vehicle that will benefit off of us having some more Planeswalkers that we'll be seeing later. Sky Sovereign Console Flagship allows us to damage our opponent's Planeswalkers without attacking, and even when it attacks, it does a lot of damage before combat. Smuggler's Copter gives us a mini card draw engine and a cheap upgrade for our creatures, and my personal favorite vehicle, Conqueror's Galleon. This is a 2/10 that flips into a really good land that is a card draw engine and a recursion engine. It's one of the MVPs of this deck that will help you out in a pinch. However, all of these ships in our fleet need crews to pilot them. Starting out with our more cheaper pirates, we have Deadeye Tracker, Daring Buccaneer, and Siren Stormtamer. Each of these brings something rather nice to the table. Siren Stormtamer allows us to protect ourselves and acts as a cheap counterspell for removal. Deadeye Trackers are our answer to graveyard decks, essentially getting rid of another player's resource to help us scry and get lands and get him bigger. Daring Buccaneer is a 2/2 for 1 mana, which is always nice to have. Moving on to some bigger pirates, we have Direfleet Daredevil, who allows us to cast an opponent's spell from their graveyard. Timestream Navigator, an extra turn spell, which is always nice. Kitesail Freebooter, which is just more hand attack, allowing us to potentially take away a combo piece from someone, and Direfleet Captain, who gets bigger the more pirates we have around him. Getting even bigger now, we have Protein Raider and Stormfleet Sprinter, with the former being a nice clone and the latter being unblockable, which helps feed Beckett Brass's second ability. Other large cost creatures for us to run are Captivating Crew, who is essentially Act of Treason on a repeatable 4/3 stick, Hostage Taker, who can just help us straight up steal things from our opponents, and Direfleet Ravager, who in addition to having Menace and Death Touch, makes everyone lose a third of their life total upon entering the battlefield. This last section covers Treasure, which is good in here for flavor reasons and for other reasons. Pirates is a bit of an underdog combo deck, and as such you will need mana to keep this deck chugging along. Revel in Riches is the first card that helps us out here, essentially being the poster boy for the treasure cards, giving us a win condition for them. Another enchantment, Storm the Vault, gives us a reason to keep attacking, flipping into a really great land that gives us a blue mana for each artifact we have, including the obligatory Soul Ring that needs to be in every commander deck and play turn 1. Some creatures that help with this strategy are Ruthless Knave, who allows us to trade in a creature for 2 mana, which is always helpful. Pitiless Plunderer, who combos well with Ruthless Knave, giving us 3 treasure tokens each time we sacrifice something. Captain Lannery Storm, who gives us treasure when she attacks, and when we sacrifice our treasures, she gets buffed because of it. Deadeye Plunderers, who gets buffed for each artifact we control, but can also make treasures, essentially buffing itself. And Prosperous Pirates, who aren't the greatest, but can give us 2 treasures and a nice defensive body. However, these pirates would be lost without their treasure map, which gives us some good scrying, and then makes 3 treasures, and flips into a land that allows us to trade in treasures for card advantage, which is very good. Some other treasure-making spells that are fantastic are Pirate's Prize, which gives us card draw and treasures for 4 mana, Spell Swindle, a counterspell, and Treasure Maker, and finally Brass's Bounty, which allows us to double our mana. It costs 7, but if this deck survives to the late game, which it can easily do, playing this should give you all of the advantage in the world. Surviving to the late game is the point for this deck, and to get our pieces so that we can survive, we need to draw them. This is where our card draw engine comes in. We have Jace, Unraveler of Secrets, Dak Faden, Jace, Ingenious Mind Mage, and Kumena's Awakening. Starting with the 2 Jaces, Unraveler helps us to scry and draw, and gives us a control piece that will make opponents pay for forgetting about it. And Mind Mage gives us card draw, but also gives us vigilance in a weird way, and his ultimate is alright if lacking. He's mainly here for us to draw cards off of his ability. Dak Faden lets us draw cards, take artifacts, and steal more things. Kumena's Awakening gives us a bartering chip which we can use in the political arena of Commander, and will give us card draw later in the game. When this deck's pieces come together, it's truly a beautiful sight to behold. It's an underdog deck, but in the right hands, it can really be piloted to victory. Don't expect too many wins with this deck, but do expect to get to the late game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you want to see more Turn 1 Sol Ring content, subscribe and head on over to twitch.tv/Turn1SolRing streams, where I stream Magic Arena every Saturday and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one.